afternoon, viewers. How the devil are we? Had a bit of a scare the other day. I was riding to work. I'd left the bike out all night. Right, this is a how not to commute to work. So I couldn't be bothered to put the bike away in the garage, so I'd left it out overnight outside the house, and then we'd had quite a big frost. And I gets out to the bike, could feel the tank was cold when I sat on it, and there was a little bit of frost on the tank. So I warmed the bike up a little bit, and then gets my helmet on, gets my leathers on, and then heads to work. So I get, what, 50 yards down the road. There's a roundabout at the end of my road, so I turned left on the roundabout, and then as I came off the roundabout, I opened up the throttle to sort of pull away, and I hit some ice, and the back end just went from me, and I didn't have a clue what to do. So anyway, the back end was just skidding. It was like one of them wobbles off. I can only describe it as, it's not as immense as them, but you know the old wobbles that you get on the MotoGP or the Isle of Man? That's what it felt like. You know, the whole bike was just wobbling from underneath me. So I didn't do anything drastic. I didn't slam on the brakes. I didn't shut off the power. I just maintained the power, just holding on for dear life, just waiting for the inevitable of me coming off the bike. Luckily, as it was, the bike sort of righted itself afterwards and then carried on, but needless to say, I had to check my underwear when I got to work. So, yeah, lesson learnt there. First of all, don't ride open throttle with cold tyres, and don't ride to work when it's chuffing icy. So, lesson learnt there, and that was an eye-opener. So, and I think that sort of brought me down to earth a little bit, in a good way. So nothing really bad happened, but it did teach me a lesson, and it did teach me to be a bit more careful and don't be such an idiot on the bike. Yeah, scared myself a little bit there. So, done a couple of things over the holidays with the family, and the best thing I've done by far was to see the northern lights. I didn't think that you would see them as far down as Stavanger. I thought you'd have to go further up to sort of Bodo or somewhere like that to go and see the northern lights. Anyway, we've got the app on the phone, Norway Lights, and the missus was getting well into it. I mean, she was looking at KP indexes and all that kind of stuff. It was because we thought we're not coming all the way out to Norway without seeing the northern lights. Anyway, so we had a look at the app, and the app said go. Right? Usually it says wait or try. So anyway, this one says go, so that's the most positive reaction we've had off this app. So I says, right, got the kids in the car, got the missus in, flasks of hot chocolate and everything. I went up to this disused lighthouse, and I'm not kidding, it was one of the most spectacular things I think I've seen. It was absolutely brilliant. Negative thing I would say was that there was a bit of it wasn't a full moon, but it was like, you know, like 3/4 moon or something, and it was quite bright, the moon, so it sort of, the sky wasn't as black, you know. I've got myself a digital SLR camera, but I haven't got a tripod, so I had to rest the camera on a rock, and then I put a 15-second exposure time on the camera. I'll put one up now, the best one that I took, and then I'll put all the others on my Facebook page, and you can have a look at there. I was speaking to somebody back in the UK, and they were said that you can get them as down far as Norfolk. I didn't know that. I thought you had to be right up the Arctic Circle for them, but I don't know.